Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Blue Lotus Empowerment Network. I'm Stella. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone has had a phenomenal week and weekend. I'm so glad to be here to share with you messages of encouragement and inspiration to assist you on your journey of self-mastery, self-improvement, and just overall understanding of the divine, the universe, and Mother Gaia's wonderful plans for each and every one of us. We all play a part in this amazing universe, and we're being called as a collective to be more mindful, more consciously aware of what we do with our time, who we spend our time with, the things that we say, the thoughts that we have, and just our overall environment around us. So we are the creators, the co-manifestors with the divine and Mother Gaia for our outcomes that are for our greatest and highest good. And so we are being encouraged today to focus on what we can do to make those subtle improvements to our overall well-being. Welcome in. Let's just take a moment, get centered. Thank you to the divine and our angels. Thank you for your presence here. We ask for peace, we ask for serenity, and we ask for wisdom as we move forward with the messages. We believe that each person who listens to this live or comes to the playback will find something of great significance that will uplift, encourage, or inspire them to do better. What's that saying? When you know better, you do better. So hopefully we will learn something of great significance this evening. All right, so this evening as I was getting the decks prepared, and I'm just kind of chuckling to myself because I thought, oh my gosh, there was a card from a previous deck that was literally hiding under the desk, and I did not see it until just prior to setting up, and this was the card. It was from the magical, I think it's like Magical Moments deck, but it was discernment. And so the card says this: see the truth of the situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. So right off the bat, I feel like this reading is going to have cards that are going to direct us to delve deeper, dive deeper, look closer at what it is that we need to be more discerning about. And for those of us who are going through our journey of self-mastery and understanding and knowing more, being more consciously aware, we are most definitely being called to tap into our intuitive voice, the clairs, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, and being able to connect to those senses so that we have a more comprehensive picture of what's happening to us and around us. So the very first card being discernment, that is really powerful. So we're going to go ahead and work with this deck. And this is just want to show you that real quick while I start shuffling. It is the Quantum Oracle. And I feel like, again, this deck has some very powerful, very encouraging messages, because quantum meaning we are going forward. We are moving ahead in our journey here. And so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards. And something I'd like to encourage each of you to do as you are listening or watching is set your intention. If you have specific questions in your mind that you would like an answer or some type of guidance about, I encourage you to clear your mind and set that intention and just allow the divine to give you the guidance that you need. I know many times if we are in the room and we're, together, and sometimes new folks come in and they ask for a specific question, and I keep saying, I am not Madame Leota. I don't have the crystal ball. However, if you came here, you were guided here. So just stay tuned with an open heart and open mind and allow the divine to minister to you and give you the guidance, because we all have the answers. We really do. And that's why that discernment card, I think, came to us today to say, you definitely know. You will know in your knower what the answers are that you're truly seeking. And I hope that that will help you guys on your journey. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. So we know that our first card in the reading is discernment. So what more do we need to know? Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh, we cannot make this up. The first card under discernment is letting go. So I'm going to try to move this up so that you can maybe see both. So if you are at a crossroads or in a circumstance where you are trying to figure out which way to go, it starts with the act of letting go. So we have a feminine who is full of light, and she is clearly looking for more light to stay on the path of light. And there is an open door, and there are 3 harnesses, and there are 3 dogs. And so there is something to be said about dogs as a companion, because they're very loyal. They are indeed very protective and territorial. And this particular feminine has what appears to be 3 loyal companions. One of them she had to let go of. This individual, or this represented individual, was let go of. At some point, this feminine had all 3 connected together, and this one here is definitely trying to get her attention. She's kind of leaning one direction, and this one is letting her know, hey, look over here, look over here. This one isn't trying nearly as hard to get the feminine's attention, but it's still there. It's like, I may not be acting out or jerking you or pulling you, but I'm right here as a companion trying to stay with you on this journey. And so it's very interesting, because also we have past, present, and future as well. Indicated we have number 3s. We have a couple of 3s, 3 animals, 3 doors. There's what looks like 3 different little cloud patterns here. So at some point, letting go is the only option. And that makes sense, because when you are trying to discern what to do, most of us have a couple of choices. And so when you finally come to the conclusion, I need to do A or B, you'll let one of them go in favor of the other. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up what the intention behind this card is, because it's also energy. This could be a matter where there was another party that was tying up your energy, and you had to make a decision to let go in order to preserve the direction that you're going, so that you could be intentional about your future and about your plans. So let's see, that's number 3. Number 3 again. Gotta love it. All right. It says, releasing attachment. A woman releases powerful dogs that have been dragging her along. The dogs have been pulling her in different directions, holding her back from the inviting options she has longed to experience. In order to enter these enticing adventures, She's choosing to free herself from those old impediments, and you have the power to free yourself as well. There is something in your life you are ready to let go of. It could be a job, a location, or even a relationship that does not suit you anymore. Whether or not there is an external situation that you need to release, there is likely to be an internal pattern that must be shed in order to achieve the happiness and the outcomes that you truly desire. Look within. Are you plagued by a critical or worrisome thought pattern, an unhealthy or addictive behavior? If so, you need to know that you are engaged in major self-sabotaging energy. But this is a vibration you can change. It's time to muster up the discipline you need to let go. Free yourself from the inner and outer beasts that have been dragging you down, and open your life to the unencumbered destiny that you deserve. So, the affirmation says, I release unhealthy attachments and make choices that honor me. I move toward my own objectives with joy and trust, and discernment and intuition all play a part of that inner trust. So my encouragement to you is that as you are going through the process of disconnecting, detaching, and letting go, allow yourself to trust yourself. It's so important for you to do that. Not only because it's healthy and it allows you to process things in an effective way, but in trusting yourself, that is your very first vital and critical relationship. So if you have established a pattern of trust with yourself, it will allow you to feel more free in communication. It will allow you to feel more authentic when you present in the world, and it will most definitely allow you to operate in this beautiful, intuitive spirit of discernment. Good evening to Radhika and to Kate. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness, like right off the bat, we're getting these very intuitive messages about discernment. Discernment was see the truth of a situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. And then the very first card from the shuffling was letting go. And so we are here to master the art of letting go so that we can present as our most authentic version of ourselves. Our energy is preserved and guided and directed to the things that really just bring us joy, happiness, serenity, peace, woo, and apparently commitment, because look at this card. This card literally flipped out, guys. Commitment. So we just had the feminine being kind of pulled in different directions, being encouraged to let go and release whatever is distracting, dragging, or draining the energy, the creativity, the joy, the laughter, whatever it is. This energy was part of the feminine. Now we have a masculine energy here, and this is so strange because, well, maybe it's not strange. I believe this perhaps could be a relationship. I don't normally get those intuitive hits about people's love lives per se, but I do feel very strongly that okay, that this is indeed about some type of connection or relationship. This feminine has a very whirlwind of a situation going on. And it looks like she had to let one go because it was just too much. And this one is here, but maybe not really paying attention and just kind of off in left field. But this one right here is closest, if you look at the line, closest to her heart. this companion, and I'm not making a reference to like men being dogs or animals. It could be a feminine with, a masculine and feminine energy in union in themselves. And these are just loyal companions. But this particular one is very close to this feminine's heart. And I believe what is happening, because I see the pattern of the stardust and the light, this is a masculine in this feminine's life that wants to provide commitment. This is just incredible. It's so strange when the energies come through. So I'm just sharing as I'm seeing this in tandem. Is this started off with discerning what is true and what is false and letting go of whatever needs to be let go of. These are energies that are a part of this feminine's life that are somewhat distracting, but the feminine's wising up and letting go of these distractions one at a time, even though they were maybe loyal and a connection at some point in the life. And now this connection here is very much close to this feminine's heart. And if you notice, this dog is on the leash and it's connected at the neck, but this one that is closest to her, it's almost like it's trying to pull her to connect to her, and she was just kind of going in a different direction, but he's like, hey, I'm right here, listen, Linda, look it. And then you see this commitment comes out. So this is a contract. This might just be a soul contract between this masculine and this feminine. And the masculine is definitely trying to let the feminine know, I am here. So that is really beautiful. Let me go ahead and read this, because I'm like, let's just see what this is about. How neat is that? And yes, it's so good to see you guys. I'm so happy that you're here. Happy Sunday. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. All right, a promise. This card shows a man signing papers at a table. It foretells a commitment on the horizon. It may be in the form of a romantic relationship or even a marriage. There could also be a business commitment, a job offer, a partnership, a rental agreement, the sale of a house. But all of these bode well for you at this time. This card can also signify a good resolution to a legal matter, especially if you've been dealing with it for a while. Of course, you need to do your research and get clear understanding of your part in the commitment, investigate what's expected of you and what you can expect of anyone else involved. Being well informed will help you with the endeavor to go smoothly. Indeed, be prepared, and being informed helps all areas of your life. The universe blesses your commitments as you bring your personal power and highest intention to all that you do. And the affirmation says, I commit myself in every way, and I draw beneficial commitments to me. So there has been a clearing of some of the energy that has been distracting in favor of more solid commitments that lead to positive outcomes. And that is so beautiful. So again, like I said, I know I am not a fortune teller, but I can tell you that it appears that when you have stepped into your discernment, when you take the action to let go, and when you take notice of the individuals in your life that are committing to you, to your mission, to your purpose, those are your people. And if it indeed is a romantic connection, know that with healthy boundaries, communication, trust, and just being able to connect on a soul level where you see one another just as you are through the eyes of love and radical acceptance. There is a chance for something really beautiful to flourish and to grow and to be nurtured. So that is really cool. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. All right. Oh my gosh. I can tell you I have all these songs going through my head right now. Oh my goodness. And keep shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Oh yes, it is Sunday. Holla. Oof. Okay, that card was kind of violently trying to come out. What is this? Back and forth. Oh boy. Okay. Phew. All right, so I'm going to take our commitment card out for just a second. This is something. Wow. Okay. So we have the masculine. It always ends up this way, guys, how the masculine and the feminine come together in union, but often there are some very challenging energies that they both experience. So I believe intuitively the feminine has been struggling to let go, and the masculine, not this masculine, not the divine masculine energy that offers the commitment. This is, golly gosh, the masculine energy that is going back and forth. So right off the bat, before we even read about this masculine is literally, oh my goodness, okay, you guys are going to have to forgive me. This rarely happens, but when it does, I'm kind of shook. This is a masculine who is torn between going back and forth. It could be back and forth with a person or back and forth. I literally heard the words split between two people. This is crazy town. This masculine literally goes back and forth, leans one way, leans back the other way. But they're both kind of in the same boat because they're both being led kind of in the same direction. If you notice, they're both leaning the same way, ironically. But just like the feminine, there are these distractions running in the background. Right. Between two lovers. Exactly. Something is off here energetically. But if you notice, they're both leaning, these cards, both figures are leaning in the same direction. So this masculine very well could be leaning towards this feminine, and there's a pathway to a beautiful future up here. But it will require both of these parties making choices using discernment, which again at the center of this said, see the truth of a situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. So I believe this masculine knows, his intuition is telling him the direction he should be going. But for some reason, he's still got one foot kind of over here. And if something causes him to shift, he will go back this way. And so that means he's pulling away from the feminine again. Now, why this is problematic is because ultimately the goal is commitment. So this masculine and this feminine kind of are in a situation where they kind of need to get it together, because there is indeed a magical, beautiful future ahead of both of them, but they've got to get out of this energy of being dragged and distracted, and this one being led back and forth between two people. So both of these individuals are in a position now to make, oh my gosh, you won't believe this. I can't even make this up. Look, this is what's on the bottom of the deck. Loss. Whew. Okay, so Talk about what the fuck. This masculine is in jeopardy of experiencing loss. He's watching his beloved sail away. They both had a situation where someone had to let go. So this could either be, if the masculine does not make the decision to pursue the feminine, that they will sail away, or this could also be the other person, the other party that was in this back and forth card, and the masculine had to release them so that they can move on with their life. He can move on with his life. We cannot make this up. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is, talk about the energy with these cards. I am shook. Ooh-wee, look at this. So, okay, I cannot. Okay, I'm just gonna put these cards down for a minute because what is going on here? Okay, so, yikes. Yes, good job with the numbers. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we had discernment, and we had letting go, and we had back and forth, and we had commitment. So what is preventing this commitment from taking place is the feminine needing to let go and the masculine needing to stop going back and forth, resulting in a loss. And so if the masculine stays in the energy of going back and forth, there will be a loss of a connection for their greatest and highest good. And so they're in the water. And the feminine, here she is. We've got letting go. It's so that she can get to her higher self. So when the feminine is able to release all of these attachments, she can fully express herself in the energy of her higher self by using discernment. So both the masculine and the feminine are having to use discernment. Again, do not be fooled by, the shenanigans that you're seeing in the 3D, because ultimately it's time to make decisions. So this masculine, again, in the water, up to their knees in water, in emotions. So this is very interesting. This is choices, the connections. This masculine is either going to be stuck in his feelings and not able to sail on with the feminine, or the feminine has left, or this masculine recognizes that someone had to be let go of in order to get to a place where they can offer commitment. I am shook as all get out. So look at, we've got this higher self. And so how beautiful, because the feminine, she's moving in the direction of her dreams. She's opened the door. Her intuition is already leading her into this new place that is magical and beautiful. And she's wearing white. She's got this beautiful gown of white. So there's light, there's innocence, there's just joy and magic in that. And she's leaning towards the direction where the most light is coming from. And I believe that that is towards her higher self. The masculine here is wearing white and black. So in this situation, in this scenario, the masculine has this beautiful sunset, but it's bittersweet. Whatever the masculine lost or is letting go of, there's still shadow work being done through the process. The emotions are being processed. But the feminine now looks like she's ready to open up her heart. And then what card came out on top of that was intuition and manifestation. We cannot make this stuff up. So again, you notice how the masculine and feminine keep coming up together. Commitment and intuition with manifestation. So this has been a while since, readings come out like this. So you guys are going to have to forgive me as I'm just trying to understand it as we go through. So these are not divine energies. This is really the distracted and the, how would you say, like toxic attachments, letting go of those things, letting go of vacillating back and forth between partners, between opportunities, just recognizing that this is not the direction you're supposed to be going. And again, we know this to be true because the very first card out, see the truth of the situation, use common sense, do not be fooled, pay attention, your intuition knows. The masculine knows this feminine is the one. This is the direction to go. And they're leaning in the direction, but there's still that foot out there on maybe I ought to check back on this situation. If the masculine stays in that energy too long, he will indeed experience some type of loss. If the feminine stays in this energy of being detached from things that are not for her greatest good, she will end up in the energy of her highest self. And that is so powerful, right? Mic drops. I am so chuckling. I mean, I am not sitting here trying to be a Harlequin novel, but this is some pretty serious stuff. This is like soul connections and trying to do karmic clearing in order to be ready for the next step. So there is a commitment. So now I always say typically, and I don't know, like I said, this time I was led to tell you guys, this is indeed about relationships, but most importantly, the best and most powerful relationship you can have is the one with yourself. So if you are reconciling within yourself by letting go, making a commitment to not go back and forth with people or situations that are not for your greatest and highest good. If you are dealing with losses, maybe you had to cut people and situations loose that were not serving you, and you were able to accept that, but you recognize it as a loss. You're grieving, you're processing your feelings, trying to discern what is true, what is false, what is real, what is fake. And now you recognize that ultimately the goal is to be in union with yourself and get to your higher self. So do this shadow work, get through what you need to do so that you can get to this. And so let's see, we have events, the energy of events. Oh my gosh, this is just major. I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like we're in the middle of a novella. I'm like, what is going on here today, you guys? But you know what? It's okay because these are to help encourage us and give us some clarification and just to help teach us on our journey. I'm so grateful. In fact, you know what came to mind? I forgot to tell you guys. One of the songs that was really just like playing in my mind was by the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, and I'm living in a world of fools breaking us down when they all should let us be. So there are a lot of foolish individuals running around, smashing into people and, attempting to break hearts or not. And, there are people who truly they have an open heart. They just desire to be loved and be connected and to share their love, to give love that is unfettered, untethered, just very free, oh my gosh, yeah, just free and light and tender, and that there's no entanglement. It's a very clean, clear, healthy connection. And so, it's just interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am a spaz. No wonder. I'm like flipping through this going, I cannot find the card, you guys. I was in the wrong book. That's just how shook up I am. But being able to connect to your greatest and highest good and wanting to share that with others is just so beautiful. So it says this, it says separation. A man stands near a pier holding a frayed rope in his hand. As he looks out to sea, he realizes his beautiful sailboat is drifting further and further away from him. The card signals of a time of loss. While it could be something minor, it could mean that something you care about is slowly drifting away. There may even be a complete severing of ties in a romantic, family, or work relationship. This card could also signify a personal or a financial loss, a stock investment that could go south, or valuables that have been stolen. However this loss manifests, it's important that you address the difficulty with calm, self-loving, and clarity. Let yourself grieve. Vent your anger and sadness in your journal. As you do, make sure you also release the negative energy. Turn to the supportive people and enjoyable activities in your life. Let yourself slowly take control and reestablish your power, your peace of mind, and give it time, and you know that your soul has something even better coming your way. The affirmation is, all of life is a process. As I honor myself, my emotions, wonderful people and things will come my way. That is incredible, and it's true. Wonderful people and situations will come your way, and it's important because grief needs to be processed. You do not want to store that in your body. There's a book by Bessel van der Kolk called The Body Keeps the Score. There are so many books that are written about trauma and loss and those energies and connections that stay in our bodies unless we process them. So whatever you have experienced in your lifetime pertaining to a loss, release it, give love to yourself, and remember to release the negative energy. It is so important. So let's just take a moment right now. Just close your eyes and just imagine yourself bathed in a white light. You can open up your hands and you can say, I release any negative energy connected to loss and grief in my life. I call back my energy to be transmuted from pain to positive, and fill myself with self-love and light so that I can be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And we just affirm that each one of us, many times we put out so much energy into the universe and into people, and then when things are ending or have gone difficultly, we leave that energy, that energetic connection kind of floating out there. So let's retrieve our energy, transmute that energy, and turn it into something beautiful and powerful, which is the next card, which is your higher self. How beautiful is that? And this is a message from Spirit. This is about your higher self. And I am so grateful for this time. I'm so thankful for each of you that are here. Thank you for being here. It is so encouraging. We are growing as we are going. And the higher self, oh goodness, look at this. It says the sacred lifeline. This card shows a woman's heart with a brilliant white wings radiating golden light. It represents your own eternal spirit, your higher self, the part of you that existed before this life, before all the issues you think in this life about. You are entering into a very valuable and intuitive time, one in which you are able to feel the true depth of your power. You are shedding the feelings of doubt and self-limitation and reaching deep within you to feel the boundless strength of eternity vibrating in your soul. This is your true self, your lifeline to truth. higher consciousness, and timeless connections. Meditate on your soul's identity to gain all the understanding you need, all the solutions that you seek. Your soul is clearing the way for profound blessings to come to you. So let the sacred self guide you. As you do, you'll begin to notice magical things happening in your life. The affirmation is, I live in the value, power, and deserving of my eternal self. My soul connects me to all solutions. Okay, this is so weird. Yesterday, the song Magic by Olivia Newton-John came on. You have to believe we are magic. It was so beautiful. And I was just like, that's right. We are magical. This next card just looks so beautiful. It looks magical. It says intuition and manifestation. So here we go. Once again, another message from Spirit about manifestation and intuition. So let me pull that one up. Okay. Aw, that's so sweet. Yes, you guys do. You all bring light here. I'm so grateful that you're here. All right, so here we go. The crystal ball. I just find that so comical because I always say, I don't have a crystal ball, but here we are. It says, a woman looks at a beautiful crystal ball on a velvet-covered table. The orb reflects the light of the room and is surrounded by the light of spirit. Yet we see a misty image in the center. The message here is that your future potential is available to you now, both to see and to change. The more you learn and trust your intuition, the more you will be able to know what is down the road for you. Not only that, you'll be able to get flashes of insight about what you need to do now to forge the future that you desire. This card is telling you have the clarity to create the vision of what you want, the energetic ability to make it real, and you have the power of manifestation and a time to take it seriously. Also, if you have been thinking of developing a career on an avocation in the art of mediumship or oracle card readings, this card is giving you the green light. Your intuitive powers are expanding, so open up and receive the messages so you are able to clearly receive them. So the affirmation says, my intuition is clear, my vision for the future is strong, I am capable of seeing and manifesting my greatest dreams and my greatest desires, and this is where the commitment card is supposed to be, right here. This is some powerful stuff tonight, y'all. I am just shook up. I'm like telling you, it is so powerful because, and I can't help but recap this, but it's like a beautiful story is unfolding right before our very eyes. We were called to discern and see the truth, right? We've been called to let go of the distractions. We've been called to stop doing the back and forth with people who do not mean well for us. We're being called to cut ties and release anything not for our greatest and highest good in favor of connecting to our highest self, our higher self. And then by being able to stay in that energy, now we can use our intuition to manifest what it is that we truly desire that is for our greatest and highest good, leading us to a beautiful commitment both to ourself and to our divine partner. I know, Radhika, I know. I'm just kind of shook up because, like I said, I do not come in here to do relationship readings, but apparently Spirit was like, listen, Linda, we're going to talk about this tonight because this is powerful. This is about that sacred union within yourself. It is about checking yourself before you're wrecking yourself. It is about clearing any energies that are not for your greatest and highest good. It is about stopping patterns that are destructive, going back to people or keeping a door open for people who do not mean well for you. It's about using your time wisely. It's about using clear discernment, intuition to manifest the commitment that you desire. Truth be told, some of us do not even act committed to ourselves. We're like literally like polly-wolly doodle all day. We won't commit to good health, good eating, exercise, meditation, healing modalities. We won't connect or commit to it because we're still on Netflix and chill. And that is so 2020. We are so past that, people. Yes, the vibes of Ananda and Shanti. That's right. We need that energy, that flow to be able to move forward. And in this card of the loss, a lot of us need to process our emotions and grief and release it and then call our energy back to us, transmuted through that violet flame, through the white light, so that we can harness that power to manifest the commitments that we desire. Yes, Shanti. We have the ability to do that, to be expansive. Why do I know this? Because the higher self, the heart is open and expanded. It has wings. Your hearts have wings. And if you are allowing yourself to shed any limiting beliefs and self-imposed judgment and punishment and destructive behaviors and patterns, you can indeed create the life that you desire. This is it. This is the joining of the higher self, the commitment, the manifestation, the power. This is about reclaiming your power. And so if you have been feeling that you have not been empowered, it is time to get connected to your inner vibration of power and attract from a place of empowerment instead of a place of wounding. Okay? I'm telling you, I know, Radhika, I'm just shook up like you are. I'm like, OMG. So now we're going to utilize, this deck is so pretty. It's the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And so I'm telling you, the energy is flowing tonight. So powerful. But again, it just blows my mind that the masculine and feminine always show up side by side in these readings. There is some very powerful energy. These are positive connections that literally are for our greatest and highest good. And so we need to be ready to receive. I just looked up and I have a selenite and a rose quartz in front of me. Again, reminding us, get clear about who you're supposed to be involved with or who you're not supposed to be involved with, because there is something very powerful that's to take place when you have your energy called back to you. So this is just out of this world. Oh my goodness. All right. This one, oh my gosh, I cannot. Into me I see. Ooh, this is beautiful, beautiful. It's a number 8, so that's infinity. Love it. Infinity and beyond. You have to believe we are magic. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Let me see if I can get to this card pretty quickly here. All right, the key concepts: intimacy, trust in another, dropping shields, rigid boundaries to allow connection, the willingness to be vulnerable, right? At certain precious moments, you are called into a deep, meaningful connection in the world with another person. A magical affinity arises, the kind of intimacy that in turn encourages a greater understanding of yourself. The relationship acts as a mirror, helping you see your own patterns. What it reflects about you can further help you in your own personal evolution. Now is the time to take a risk by connecting with another. Can you see how far you've come? Can you see what is still active within you that needs to change or heal? You will discover more about who you are as you discover more about one another. Even if you cannot possibly know what it's fully like to be in someone else's shoes, you can listen and learn. This is a magical gift being offered. The concept applies beyond romantic connection. What do the dynamics in your closest friendships, your work relationships, and family say about you? Relationships are extraordinary opportunities for healing when predicated on honesty and caring. They have great impact on how you contribute to the world. Intimate relationships hold a mirror of truth and reveal more treasures than you might ever even expect. If you can look into it, take a risk and see everything as beautiful, even in its imperfections. Imagine how deep you could go. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to know. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See how deep is your love? When you have this deep well of love for yourself, connected to yourself, then you are able to connect to others through intimacy, through honesty, through caring. And if you have gone through the healing process, that sacred healing, in fact, the candle I'm burning right now, we can't make this up, it's healing. You can not only experience a deeper level of honesty and intimacy to yourself, trusting yourself, you will be able to open your heart to others. Now, for folks who have not done that work, deep, loving, intimate relationships can be some of the most painful because they will provide triggers. Just like it said, it is a mirror. Looking in that mirror, you may find yourself triggered. Oh my gosh, we can't make this up. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Holy bat flaps, guys. Good gravy. Healing the heart. Okay, so, yep. So remember there was a card in here where the heart had wings? There's still heart healing that needs to take place. So let's just stop for a minute here. If you have been feeling like your heart has been aching because you have not been able to connect intimately, and I'm not just talking about sexual intimacy, I'm talking about the connection with people in a vulnerable, honest way where you feel safe expressing yourself, they feel safe expressing themselves, then there is indeed some heart healing that is needed at this time. This is so major. You see the wings, and you see what looks like a hole in the heart, in the chest. And so this is an area where you may need to think about your past relationships, your childhood relationships, how you connect to people, how you attach, and then start to process those feelings in order to heal the heart. And my finger was right on the page of the one in the book. That is amazing. It says healing, making amends, the willingness to release past pain, being responsible and accountable, taking time to get healthy, renewal and rebirth after suffering. So for many of us, there is indeed a period of renewal and rebirth after suffering. It's like the phoenix rising up out of the ashes. So if this is you, and you are taking this moment to connect to what this message means to you, then recognize that renewal and rebirth are part of the bigger picture. Yes, it may be painful. Yes, it may be sad. It might be hard. But at the end of that process, you will have more of a love for yourself, a radical acceptance of yourself. There are some people, I feel, that they think that they have been like the black swan their whole life. They've never felt fully accepted. No matter how much they tried to acclimate or connect, they never felt welcome. They never felt connected. They always felt like they were just 1 foot outside of the circle. They never felt like they made it into that space where they were integrated and connected to everyone. But all the while, they were bravely trying to show themselves, to be vulnerable and to show their heart. And sadly, there are some people that are very predatory, that just, they take a person's vulnerability, and because of their own hangups, they want to crush and destroy that innocence and beauty and joy in others. And so if that has been you, I just encourage you to place your hand over your heart and transmute that pain and call your love, your light, and your joy back to your body. Those of us who are empaths and those of us who are nurturers, we give, and we are so open to sharing the universal love of the Divine and Mother Gaia with those that we encounter. And then when it's like literally, oh my gosh, that song, shot to the heart and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. There are some people that have given love a bad name because they have been takers, but they were not givers, and there was not reciprocity. So there was a drain, a drag that happened. And so now you have an opportunity to fill that hole that was where your heart has been with self-love, self-appreciation, self-acceptance. Love yourself, accept yourself, connect to yourself, recognize that your feelings and thoughts matter. Recognize that you matter. Connect to your heart space once again and allow yourself to be whole once again. Don't allow those circumstances, situations, or people that you experienced heartache from to destroy those beautiful, loving, connected feelings inside of you to yourself. See, this is powerful. That's why that discernment card came up at the very first part of the reading. For those of us who feel like we've experienced heartache, heartbreak, that someone deceived us, someone mistreated us, someone was not fair with us, we did not trust ourselves after those experiences. And these experiences can go back to your early childhood, your first caregivers. Maybe your dad or mom said, hey, I'm just running out to do this, and they never came back. Maybe that person you were waiting for at the skating rink never showed up and stood you up. Maybe the person that you had been in a committed relationship with decided not to commit to you any further and left and never said anything. Whatever it is that happened to you that left that hole in your heart, it's okay to release that and to heal and to come back to yourself so that you can be whole, because there are people out there in the world worthy of your love, your time, your care, and your attention. But it starts with you first being able to heal your heart. I know that's why we had the card back in this first part of the deck that said back and forth. If you have been allowing someone to go in and out of your heart like a revolving door, you might want to consider taking a stand and not allowing yourself to give them that type of intimacy to come back and forth when they truly have not shown that they are deserving of that place of love and commitment in your life. So this loss is here, and it's been affecting relationships. It's been affecting how you feel about your intuition. So now we have to clear this, because ultimately it is about recommitting to yourself today. It's about recommitting to the goals, the dreams, the plans, the hopes that you have. It's about using your intuition. It's about feeling and healing and growing and rising up in your power. So let's start here with healing the heart. Again, so it says, when you're wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup, a betrayal, or a loss of someone close to you, or a loss of an affiliation that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and you feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and it can never be rushed. The path of healing the heart centers on reciprocity. That's the truth. That is powerful. The flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we've become too dependent on another. This is accompanied by a desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from outer conditions of our lives. We often believe that we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging thinking and behaviors. It is important to take the steps to heal yourself, become willing to release the pain of the past, which is tempting to revisit. It is time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed, or conversely accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority right now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as a result. Golly gee. Now, just to show that these cards are in alignment, the page right behind that says, let it go. That was one of the first cards that we had, was about letting go. The message here is straightforward. It is let it go. And I was about to break out into that Disney song from Frozen, but it's time to let it go, because what you're holding on to, who you're holding on to, is holding you back and preventing you from moving to where you should be. So take this time, use this opportunity to let it go, to release whatever has been dragging you or holding you back or preventing you from moving on. You don't want to go through the loss, but you will have to go through the loss, because that is what will take you to the next level, the next stage, allowing that grief to be transmuted, allowing the pain to be passing through your body and not stored within your body. I am going to go to our next deck. This is so powerful, you guys. I'm like, what is going on? Yes, healing the heart. And it just keeps coming, because apparently we are being called to some powerful knowledge. I have not used this deck. I'm like kind of shook up because it was sitting in the cabinet and I moved some decks and it was just sitting right there like, pick me, pick me. So it's called the Sacred Creators Oracle. And so we are indeed sacred creators. We are healing our hearts. We are being a vessel of light to those around us. And so I am encouraged that we're going to have some beautiful messages from this deck that will again enlighten, uplift, and encourage us. There's already a card that I feel like, ooh, wow, okay. There was a card that I feel like is right side up somewhere in this deck, and I just don't see where it is, but this card literally popped right out. But the card I'm telling you guys about, there is a green hue card, green, again, relating to the heart, that I felt like was trying to pop out, so we'll have to see. But the card that came out says that Prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy. And so, look, we get to open up our heart, we get to heal, and so prosperity flows in, happiness flows in, joy flows in, and that's what we want to create. That's where remember we had this card here about intuition and manifestation. So we want to manifest prosperity, happiness, and joy. I love this. Okay, so it says finding joy in community, taking time to smell the flowers, the little things, finding help along the way, putting people above profit. Self-care, a need to collaborate. Be careful you're not trying to build your dream from a negative state, struggling to find prosperity, scarcity thinking, and not allowing others in. Sisters, brothers, siblinghood, are you tapping into it? Have you found your supportive community of like-minded explorers? Are you having face-to-face interactions with souls that make you a better person? And with people who share your gifts, find a community of cheerleaders who will lift you up and launch you out. Right now, doubling up on your exposure to other people's positivity online and in person will quintuple your results. You may be underestimating the power of connection on the journey. Do it for friendship. Do it for the experimentation. Take the logic out of the equation and do it for the sheer joy of just being with high vibrational peeps. Go deeper with others. Risk cracking wide open and allowing some of your hidden brilliance to escape into the room. The prosperity, true prosperity, comes with happiness, joy, health, and wealth. And go ahead and add your own. It's time to stay rooted in a communal happiness and joy while you are taking the steps to build your dream. Oh my goodness, this is powerful. Are you running after an abundance of wealth and financial success without paying attention to the other sisters? How can you let go of any success shame you're feeling? How can you remember that it is okay to be exactly where you are right now? Happiness and joy are the keys to bringing your dreams to life. Where can you add more of them into your day? How can you focus and move your focus from what you don't have in order to focus on what you do have? See, and that's why the heart needed to heal, because it's almost like a strainer where water just runs right through it. You have to repair that place so that you stay in a prosperity mindset, that you are not seeping out all your goodness and abundance because of thoughts and patterns from your past that don't serve you anymore. You want to stay connected to the true joy and the true light and love, because that is what's going to bring you closer and closer to what's for your greatest and highest good. And so recognizing that abundance is your birthright, you can't go wrong. I see it. I know that card is here, and I know it is flipped right side up. Oh, rise, rise. Oh, this is so beautiful. You're being called to ascend, to rise, just like the phoenix out of the ashes. Rise up. I love it. We will rise up, rise like the day, rise up. Oh my gosh, it says being ready to rise, rebirth, second chances, redos, new opportunities, and stepping up to your potential announcements. Endings, the need for acceptance of defeat before rebirth, knowing when it is time to stop and a time to implement changes before you can rise again. Yes, just like the Phoenix, Radhika, just like it. It says you are ready. Feel it in your soul. Hear it in your heart. You are ready. You are ready to step up and unveil your brilliance. Run across the field shouting your dreams to the world. Reach out to reveal a piece of your plan. Share a part of your magic. Think bigger this time. You are going to rise higher than you ever have before, so you're going to need a grander entrance. Give yourself permission to openly pursue the giant badass goal that you've got. As you let loose, try it on for size. You'll untether your potential beyond anything that you can fathom. Start to ask, why not me? Realize it's your time, it's your turn to rise. Something has come to a halt, or if you have recently suffered an unpleasant blow to your momentum, this card illuminates a time for second chances. You're being gifted a redo with all of the rebirth energy of the phoenix, and this time you get to decide just how far you fly. Take a moment to regroup and implement changes that are needed, and then open your wings and rise. Things you should ask yourself. How hard are you being on yourself? How are you keeping yourself down? Are you motivating yourself as much as others would? Are you rising up like a warrior and upping your inner dialogue and your self-love right along with your skills, your promotional materials, and your to-do list? Does your success match your inner glow? It is time to glow up. That is from the Sacred Creator's Oracle. Create from a place of empowerment rather than a place of feeling low and unable to manifest. Patch up, heal up your heart, and get ready to spread your wings and fly. Oh my gosh, Radhika, thank you. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get my vocalizer warmed up because I'm telling you, there were all kinds of songs going through my head. I kept hearing that one. Can't you feel the love tonight? Yes, we can feel the love right where we are. It's from within this time. We're not looking for it to come from outside of ourselves. It's coming from within. Okay, I had to pull it out, but we have what I call the Sassy Pants McGee deck. The Love Your Inner Goddess deck is in play, y'all. Oh my goodness. What card? I feel like there's so much energy here, so much power. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Here we go. Oops. This one. Wow. White Sage. Oh my goodness. Powerful. Yes. Yes, yes. Number 23. I'm telling you, there must be something about the number 5 tonight. That is so powerful. All right, let's see here. We have 22, 23. It is safe to let things unfold as they will. You don't need to fix things nor try to force something to happen. The universe is already working things out for you. There's no need to question your vision or your intuition just because situations are working out differently to how you thought they would. The universe is a little bent and certainly has a sense of humor, but ultimately it is kind and it knows the best way to accomplish all that needs to happen. You are very much a part of this. All things will come together in the correct way at the best time. The universe has your back. Trust that you're being helped. You have insight. You can see things that others miss. You understand what to see is true. You have to look beneath the surface. Your soul is a sage, a wise one. You know the value of patience, even if it isn't always easy for you to be patient. You know that sometimes you must wait. But the truth is, you'll always emerge eventually, so you don't need to rush and try to figure something out. The white sage comes to you when you need to know that The truth will become clear at the right time in the way that you will recognize. Oh, and yes, I think that's called discernment. It says, don't torment yourself because you've made mistakes in the past. Sometimes we have certain experiences and challenges in order to grow, and we're temporarily blocked by a higher power from seeing the truth until we are ready for it. Ooh, that's a truth bomb right there, guys. For now, all you need is patience, honoring, and trust. At the right time, you will see and understand, and so in time will others. Don't lose your power to worries about anyone or anything. Whoop, let me put that one on rewind. Don't lose your power to your worries about anyone or anything. Be at peace with yourself and life. When the time is right, you will know what is true and what to do, because the highest truth will always shine through. You can place your hand over your forehead and imagine or pretend that you have a beautiful eye in the middle of your forehead. Haha, I believe we call that the third eye. Imagine blinking it prettily back at you, open, clear, and all-seeing. Place your hands over your heart and imagine and visualize and feel or pretend that you have a beautiful eye in your heart. You can imagine that eye open in your heart, seeing deep into the truth of all things with compassion and great clarity. That is the key. Oh my goodness, if I had a chalkboard and I was a little teacher right now, I would be writing that on the chalkboard and pointing at it. Seeing deep into the truth of all things with compassion and great clarity equals radical acceptance that allows for peace to flow like a river. That is so powerful. The eyes of our heart and the eyes of our mind being able to reconcile. I want to say it's been at least 2 years since we talked about the eclipse of the heart, when the mind replays traumatic memories, thoughts that are negative. It eclipses the expansiveness of our hearts. Our hearts are designed to love, to carry compassion and empathy, and to expand so that we can embrace universally all that are here on this earth. And so when we are so constricted, when we are so grieved and vexed that we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust other people, we feel very tightened and constricted. And if you think of it in medical terms, that would be a heart attack, when the heart starts to constrict and tighten, and it's not getting enough blood and oxygen. And so we want to prevent those kind of experiences within ourselves, both medically and metaphysically. So we have to work on the openness of the eyes of our mind and our heart, not being deceived, using good discernment, not being fooled, being able to see, but not just see, but see with compassion and clarity. I am telling you, if you can write that down somewhere this week and implement that into your daily practice in meditation, I wish to see into all truth with compassion and clarity. It will help as you go about your day and you encounter situations where you might have felt ready to blow up or get angry or disengage. We can become shamans through healing our hearts and accepting and administering that healing vibration of universal love and compassion through clarity. It doesn't mean go around drinking the Kool-Aid of people who are trying to deceive you and playing the pretend game. It means have compassion. Sometimes people struggle to tell the truth because they are not ready to tell the truth. They're not ready to see the truth, or experience the truth, and that will come in their own timing. We don't have to manipulate or push or probe or prompt for folks to get to that place. They will arrive in their own timing. But for us, as we are being cracked open and the rays of light are pouring out, we now know what we need to do, how to be compassionate, how to look for clarity, and how to be balanced. Again, open the eyes of your heart, seeing deep into the truth of all things with compassion and great clarity, and you will find yourself at peace in the midst of whatever is happening, because now you are ascending, you are rising from out of the place where your energy may have been tied up previously. Now you're able to rise and shine and give the divine the glory. Oh my goodness. So this deck was also, I was guided to it. We have not used this for a while. It's the Divine Circus. I'm telling you, this is, we always jokingly say, not my circus, not my monkeys, but I guess we might have to see if there are indeed a circus. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly, you guys. Oh, no. That card always likes to show up. All right, I'm going to shuffle these really well because we have not used this deck in a while. But the first card that tried to make its way out was Her Wicked Ways. Now, this is about a queen that is iced through and through, right through to her heart, and even has something covering that third eye of the heart. So, okay, look at that. I guess that's the card, because I'm like, well, do you want me to shuffle? And it was like, no, this is it right here. Holy smokes. Right? Cirque du Soleil. So we just had this, so now I've got to put them side by side. Look at that. So we've got the red tones here, right? So that's the fire, and here's the ice. So intuitively, we are being called to overcome this energy of frozenness with the white sage, with the compassion and the clarity. This wicked ways would indicate that this is a deceptive, this is a energy that is very cold. It looks like, oh, she's so pretty, but yet you see this is like all of these spikes around her that are meant to keep people out. This energy does not want to embrace or draw people in, where this one, this white sage, this is very intense. I mean, this feminine is drawing you in with her eyes and her features, and she wants you to come in closer, where this one is like, I want you to stay clear of me. You can look at me, but you cannot touch me or get near me. Oh my gosh, I know, Radhika, I'm just shook like you too. I'm going, whoa, this is amazing. We have not seen this card for a long time, but the fact that it came out is definitely noteworthy. So here we go. It says, you are meant to shine bright, to be a sun, even in the cold and the dark depths of winter, bringing warmth to the world. Some do not like the light. They want to freeze your enthusiasm, douse your creative fire, rain on your parade. Do not let them. Shine your light with stubbornness and happiness. Defeat the Snow Queen and her wicked ways. The Snow Queen on this card has her wicked ways. She likes to test those that aren't yet sure of their worth. She will try to freeze you with a glance. She conveys criticism, judgment, and ridicule, and she'll make you believe you'll be humiliated, that it's inevitable that you'll fail, so it's better that you just don't try to begin with. She will plant the seeds of doubt. Oh my goodness. Like a weed in your soul's garden, causing you to lose energy to mental anguish. You will find the way of your life more difficult than it needs to be if you don't take heed of what is happening and use your power to stand up to her. The Snow Queen makes her presence felt through a loved one who cannot support you, or a colleague who is envious of you and wants to see you fall, the voice in your head that is afraid and is yet not ready to trust your heart to lead you. No matter where she arises, there's only one way for you to deal with the Snow Queen and her wicked ways. When she tries to freeze you with a glance and says, "Who do you think you are?" you stand up and you stand tall and true and reply, "I am me." Wow. Save your soul-slaying doubt-making for another day. I take my own hand, freed from your icy grasp. If you stay anywhere near me, I will melt you with my creative fire and warmth of my love. So be gone, wicked one. It is time to move on. The affirmation is this: I take my own hand with inner confidence. I do what I need to do. Shining bright like the sun, I bring the warmth of love and creative fire to the world. Woo! Wow! So we have some very powerful feminine energy going on here. Woo! So, what I believe this means is as you are just chugging right along in your healing process, and as you are, just out there smiling and being bright and shining like the sun, there are going to be some people who are shady as you know what coming for you. But do not let them steal your joy. Do not let them impose their doubts, their negative thoughts and feelings onto you. Deflect it and shut it down as soon as possible. Seriously, do not let them steal your thunder or your light. This is the Super Attractor deck by Gabby Bernstein. And so, again, we know how to defeat that darkness. Amen. That's right. Hallelujah. Defeat that darkness, baby, because you know what? Here comes the sun melting down all that ice. We're not having it. Ooh, look at this. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. This is a call from the universe. Oh my gosh, in the bottom of the deck, I have to show you both. When energies like this come gunning for you, you have to retrain your brain not to go into retaliation mode. You're going to get triggered. This energy was sent to trigger you. After you have gone through this beautiful healing process, standing in your power, reconciled with the masculine and feminine energies in union in yourself and a healthy, happy connection with yourself, you will discover that these individuals come along wanting to test and rock the boat for you to see if you'll go back to being that same hurt person, disempowered person. And you have to remember that love is your primary teacher. The love of the universe is your primary teacher. That's right. Go back to you. Go back to yourself. Don't project your energy out to someone else. Do not fire back at them. It's kind of like if you're in a battle and someone is firing at you. Don't fire back. Keep your energy to yourself. Stay in that white light of love. Do not allow that individual to trick you into firing off your energy, because you're going to need that energy. And the bottom of the deck literally said the universe powerfully responds when I realign with love. So be prepared to be thrown off. Yes, that's right, Kate. Hurt people hurt people. Be prepared to be fired upon the minute you start shining, the minute you start rising, the minute you start practicing radical acceptance of yourself and others. There are going to be people who come at you with this shady, icy, they know how to look at people with such disgust and contempt to make you look at yourself and feel shamed or embarrassed. Do not accept that. Remember, Love is your teacher. Go back towards the light and shut this shit down on sight. Do not let anybody come and steal your light. And don't get tricked into retaliating with your words or your energy, because that's what you're putting out into the universe. You want to put love out into the universe. And if you do get tripped up, because that happens, it's okay. Realign with love. Call your energy back. Ladies and gentlemen, I think a huge portion of this message and lesson tonight is about learning how to recalibrate after grief and pain and loss and hurt and disappointment. That is why the intuition discernment card came up first, to let you know it is okay to trust yourself again. It is okay to not be sucked into other people's pain and hurt and drama. You can love and see with clarity and light, and you do not have to be sucked into their pain, their situation, and keep your energy to yourself. Think about it. Do not just go firing at random anytime someone says something offensive to you. Keep your energy to yourself so that you can continue to manifest and create from a place of love and light. If it is not worthy of love and light and positive energy, do not give it any power. This is the Divine Abundance deck. So this is where many of us have taken a left turn at Albuquerque, because we feel so needful of having to respond to people when they say things that are hurtful to us, like tit for tat. I call it petty labelle. We feel like we've got to be petty labelle to stay empowered by speaking negatively or trying to take someone else's power, and that is not how it works. Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Realign with love. That love means I love myself enough. See, normally we go from the outside in. We say, ooh, I love that person so much. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to say this or that. You first. I love myself enough to not put my precious divine energy out into the atmosphere with negativity that is only destined to fire right back at me like a poisonous arrow. Don Miguel Ruiz in the Four Agreements, and I think in some of his other books, talks about that poison that we direct at others or that people direct at us. Do not take it in. You know what just came to mind? I closed my eyes for a brief second and I saw a scene play out from the movie Snow White. Now, right from the word go, we're kind of given the impression, and I don't mean to be a spoiler if you've not seen the movie Snow White, I'm referring to the Disney movie. She was, the daughter of a king, I believe, or a prince, and she was, the mother, I believe, died, and so the father, I hope I'm not getting my fairy tales mixed up, I believe he remarried, and the mother had jealousy towards Snow White, who, by the name Snow White, you get the impression that she's very innocent and naive and does not think anything bad or negative. She's just so very light and kind and childlike. But when I closed my eyes briefly for just a minute, I feel like I could see the scene in which that old witch, which was really the queen, handed Snow White that apple. I believe to my soul, Snow White knew that that was not good. She knew that that person did not mean well for her, but she went through with it anyway. We have got to stop being like Snow White and accepting fuckery from people, okay? Because all we need to do is stay aligned with love. We do not need to accept other people's poison into our atmosphere. We want to stay clean and clear and light and healthy so that we are manifesting from a place of positive energy instead of negative energy. Okay, look at that. limitless. Because when you allow those negative influences and negative energy to come in, it impacts the way that you manifest. So it says, see yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. And I say that as long as you keep your energy stores untethered. Stay in the positive energy. Do not let the darkness of others drag you, that you snuff out your own light. Every time you are challenged, realign yourself with love. And oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Look at that. The sanctity. Of course, when you don't give up your energy and flame out and go off on people, you can stay in a place of inner sanctity. Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. So get to a place where you are not triggered by what other people say or do or think or how they behave, and you can stay in this beautiful peace and sanctity so that you can manifest from a place of abundance. We cannot make this up. These are all bottom of the deck, by the way. I'm just pulling them off one by one. Divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others. Follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. In order for you to be in divine flow, you have to be aligned with love for yourself. You have to be able to stay in the sanctity of peace in order to remain in the divine flow. How do you do that? By reframing your thoughts. This is happening for me, not to me. And by taking the right actions. Apargrapha means let everything that wants to go, go, and let everything that wants to come. Boom. Holla. Thank you, Radhika. That's right. The 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Take nothing personally. Do not make assumptions, and always do your best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is exactly it. When we get into that alignment, that would be the right action to take. Oh my gosh, thank you. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much. This is the truth. That's the action to take. Make those 4 agreements with yourself. Don't be triggered. Don't allow others to manipulate you. Stay in alignment with love and love yourself first. That is powerful. I'm sorry, I have to say it again. Let everything that wants to go, go, and let everything that wants to come, come. We had a card that said letting go. We've had this reminder again, let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go. Let them go. Let it go. Because you're being called to expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Egos are always going to blow up. They're always going to keep you constricted and tethered. That's why you have to let it go. Lose it. Maybe even in that card that came out earlier where the guy was standing at the dock and he cut that boat loose. Maybe that was him letting go of his ego. Maybe that was him coming back down to earth and recognizing it's time to get real with yourself. Whatever persona you constructed about yourself, it's time for you to be the real you, the realest version of you. So you have to let it go. There was a song that said, there ain't no future in your frontin'. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not. Let your true self come forth and shine. It's an awakening that's happening right now. Oh my Lord, wake me from my life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Boy, the word common sense is getting thrown around. Some of us act like we have no idea what common sense is. We're trying to, make dollars and cents, but we lack common sense. Wake up. Wake up. It's awakening. We've got to wake up. Get in alignment with love for self. Everything else will fall into place. If something or someone is not for you, it will never pass you by, so let it go. There are people who are still sitting here because Becky from 1982 stood them up at the roller skating rink. Honey, Becky has moved on. Jeff has moved on. You need to move on. Move on with your life so that you can do good. Because when you know better, you do better. And that will lead you to liberation. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Yeah, because you have liberated yourself from all of these clowntastic behaviors and patterns and people so that you can just be free to live, laugh, and love. I know that sounds so cheesy and cliche, but it's the truth. Live, laugh, and love. Have you ever been with somebody who is so negative and piss and vinegar that there is just no laughter? You cannot laugh around them. They are going to freak out if you laugh, if you smile, if you have a little too much fun. It's like they're the fun police. Life was not meant to be lived like that. Find liberation through your awakening and have joy. Look at this. This is beautiful. Bottom of the deck again. Companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. Heck yeah, it is. When you are in the right frame of mind, in the right energy, you most certainly can give out such high quality vibration and encouragement that the people around you will be so enthused by the connection with you. And help you to see and feel that connection. It's like that song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? The companionship. I feel the love in our room. I feel so connected with you guys because we're bringing out information that's going to help people to grow in their walk with themselves and with others. I know Radek has one of those Stella-isms, piss and vinegar, which I'm sure would probably be the most disgusting concoction one has ever drank, but it's really how I think some people walk around in this world. They look like they just sucked on a lemon and they're so negative and angry about everything, and that there is no satisfaction. All they can think of is how angry and mad and frustrated and that nothing is going right. And so when you try to bring in the light of love, they're looking at you like you are just off your nut, like you have no clue what you're doing. What do you mean you love me? Or what do you mean joy? You know, it's just so, it's so powerful. And so it's like that Burt Bacharach song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. By bringing in the light and love, we can have healthy companionship. We can share ourselves and be sharing with others the positive light and love and goodness. Oh, thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Oh, look at that. Companionship. And what comes up? Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Oh my goodness. There was a song. Oh my goodness, this card on the bottom of the deck too. We cannot make this up. I got to show you guys this because it's like powerful. I had to figure out how to do this because this is just, I think these three cards are like really need to be together. Good gravy. All right, let me see if I can tuck it just like this. Okay, so that song by the Bangles. Close your eyes, give me your hand. Darling, do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming? Is this burning an eternal flame? The eternal flame of light and love and joy and peace and hope is contained inside of you. This is the Divine Feminine Oracle deck by Megan Watterson. So these three came out like boom, 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 one after the other. So I thought, let me just put them together here for you. So if you guys happen to see anything, please share because it's beautiful. All three feminines have this beautiful aura of light about them that just is so powerful. Let's see. Let me see if I can get to it. I'm always shook up by how these cards show up. It's amazing to me. Now, I cannot tell you, it's not like this book has like a little, like, what do you call it? Like a glossary or whatever in the front, or table of contents. So I've just got to scroll through it till I get to it. But the goddess of eternal flame, I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. We have, I can't even say her name, Thilsa, the prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. And yes, Saraswati, self-knowledge, the essence of who I am, flows effortlessly into everything I create. So I guess I'm not supposed to be looking at this in the book. We're just going to focus on these 3 cards because, again, this is the flame, the light, the power. This is the knowing, true power. This is the self-knowledge. This is the trifecta of power inside of us. This is intuition. This is power. This is truth. And so when you are tapped into this, you will not go wrong. Energy does not lie. So be aware of what you are lending your time, effort, and energy to. You are being called to higher knowing, higher learning. Oh my gosh, we cannot make this up. Gemini crickets. This is now the Light Worker Oracle from Milana Fairchild, and it says, hold your center. Ooh, we cannot make this up, y'all. Number 34. Oh my goodness. It says, have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend and accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries, and find your ground. Firmly place your feet there and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. Learning to trust your instincts. Take your own journey without comparison to the life path of another. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer much less if you make it a match to your beauty, to what you perceive the beauty of another. Many souls who are different and unique were not understood or acknowledged or even valued for whom they were as children. Instead, they were encouraged to conform, to change, and to be something other than their true self in order to be loved. This can be a hard pattern to break. Yet the time for you is now, for you to love and honor yourself. You are beautiful. You don't need to change for another. You certainly do not need to change for the divine. You are being encouraged instead to distill your essence to become even more of you. Hold your center now and do not be rattled by any other through intimidation, confrontation, doubt, jealousy, or fear. Hold your center means you accept your innate value and worth and your right to exist, thrive, and accept the love that created you as you in order to fulfill your divine destiny. This oracle brings you a confirmation you are on the right path. You don't need to collapse into fear or doubt to ease old guilt or make others more comfortable. It is not selfish or hard of you to be strong. You can hold yourself in high esteem and be gentle and loving to others while absolutely refusing to accept any behavior, belief, or attitude of another that would tear you down or cast you into doubt or even self-hatred. As a part of your spiritual training, your soul has learned to be open, to receive guidance and channel healing. Oh, yes, it is. This is what you were able to do as a function as a healer, a channel, and a light worker. You had to be sensitive and open and resilient. Now it is time to balance that with strength and even some divine stubbornness. Do not give up on who you are while remaining open to the guidance is the balance of loving wisdom necessary to grow yourself as a divinely unique individual in a world that often fears true individuality. Kimchi, I am so happy you are here. I have had a couple of times where your name has come to mind. I remember you. Namaste. I am glad that you are here with us. We love you too. I'm so glad that you are standing up for yourself, calling your power back to you. I am so very grateful. We are so thankful. We appreciate your energy and that you are here with us. It says this: hold your center doesn't mean you no longer surrender. Instead, you are consciously choosing to surrender to the divine love and grow more empowered. You are here to shine a light, to be the lighthouse for others. Lighthouses don't ask for permission to shine. It stands still. It shines faithfully to those who are guided by its light to safety. Do not lose faith in yourself. Believe in yourself, beloved soul. You know who you are. Be strong. Honor your inner beauty and your personal boundaries. You need to feel safe in your ability to say no as much as you need to know you will say yes when your heart guides you to do so. Always be true to you. The invocation says this: I am empowered by divine love to hold my center, to be in my truth, and to stay strong, to be in my integrity, to act with courage. The only energy I invite and allow to remain in my field is that which supports me unconditionally with genuine love. I love my boundaries. They are the way I lovingly choose which energy to invite into my life and which energy I choose to pass right by me. I do not judge, but I do choose wisely. I love myself. I love my life path. Now, I hold myself with powerful and caring commitment. May all beings know their true inner strength through my own free will and unconditional love. So be it. So be it. So be it. We have been called to a powerful place of love. Thank you so much, Radhika. Love you so much. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for your input and your support. Appreciate you. You are truly a dear heart, and I'm so glad that you could be here with us. This was the final card. I don't know if you're still here, but it is this: authentic self. Who are you? Isn't that beautiful? I mean, we went through every single one of these decks to lead us right back to the very beginning. Your authentic self. That's the power. That is it. This is from the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. Have a blessed day, Radhika. See you next time. Oh my goodness, it's number 46. And this is it. It says, these reflections are like people's perceptions and ideas of who you are, ideas based on their own filters, and also what you have chosen to show, reveal, or be at different times in your life. You may resonate strongly with some of these reflections. Admire and like some, disregard and shun others. All are part of the energy that you have either emitted or sent out. Boy, we cannot make this stuff up, guys. Oh my gosh, I am getting truth chills and a half. Some are accurate and some less so. The reflections all look like you, but are they really? These reflections of you how you see yourself, how you judge yourself, and who you believe yourself to be. Look at how the figure in the mirror is shielded by white satin. Archangel Metatron has brought you here to unveil yourself to who you really are, your authentic self, stripped bare of other people's perceptions as well as your own, to gaze into this mirror, to see yourself properly for the first time ever. As Metatron lifts away the satin sheet, you see yourself gazing back at you, ageless, eternal, light-filled, the spirit shining brightly. Here there is no hiding place. This is you. Look into the eyes of your androgynous soul reflecting back to you many lifetimes, much wisdom, and love in its purest form. This is you when you were born, a pure incarnated soul in physical form, come to play, work, do, and be. You have lost this connection with your true authentic self. Allow this relationship with your true essence to deepen and blossom. And it does so much that it may need to adapt your life as you recognize and follow your own authenticity. Being authentic may result in you being asked not to follow the crowd, but to stand out and shine brightly in your own right, doing life in your own way. Wow, this doesn't have to be a lonely place. The angel Metatron is beside you and will help you so you can recognize those similar vibrations and those who live authentically too. It is time to allow the masks to fall away, to recognize and appreciate who you really are. The deepening of that relationship starts now. Look into the mirror and see. Connect to yourself. Rise and shine. Be free. Be loved. Be light. And be joyful. Loved ones, it has been such an honor to be with you this evening. I am so encouraged and uplifted by the messages that came forth. I hope that you were also enlightened and encouraged. I wish you so much peace and joy and serenity and happiness on this journey. I'm looking forward to being back with you all soon. I took a poll the other week, and I believe we're going to try to do a Saturday night live. And I'm hoping to be able to do some individual cards to encourage the collective in their journey. And I thank you for being on this journey, and I look forward to connecting with you again. Best wishes, lots of love, and have an amazing week ahead, being your most authentic version of yourself. Arrive into your week with joy, with light, with love, and being the best version